Hey guys, welcome back to the layout once again. Today I have a quick layout update for you. There really hasn't been much progress recently, but I wanted to get a quick video in anyway, just showing a few things that we did. And I apologize that I've been gone for so long. It's been a few weeks since the last video, I think, but I was actually in East Africa on a trip, so I wasn't able to make videos during that time. But my dad did get a little bit of work done on the layout, and we just got a little bit more done this week, so I'll show you that stuff, and then we should be good. So the first thing we have over here is the plywood for the yard. So before, this was the only section that we didn't have plywood down, but my dad was able to get that cut. He nailed it down. So now the entire yard span is finished with plywood. We still need to do a little bit of touch-up over there with the curve, so that's coming up next. But other than that, the yard's pretty much done, because we actually did come in and we filed down that corner there, so you can see very square and pretty flush as well. So that's all prepped for fascia. That'll come fairly soon after framework, I hope. And then another thing we went ahead and did was add a bunch of support along the yard. So I think you saw this in the last update and probably the last construction video, but I didn't really talk much about it in the layout update. So we added quite a few legs along the yard span, so now that's all sturdy. I'm feeling good about the strength. And then over here I added an angled brace, just because it's a little more clean and we weren't going to store anything under there anyway. So using an angled brace, as I said, looks good, but it's also very strong because what we're going to have over here eventually is a small engine facility, I think. So if we have locomotives sitting there, don't want the framework to sag any. So now that's all strong and ready to go. So I'm happy with that, as well as the rest of the support. And then the last thing is a little bit of framework down here. So you can see we got this big section down here built, and this is actually one of the widest points of the layout. This is 2 feet deep, and actually in some sections it'll be more like 40 inches because it'll curve out here, and the corner to fascia depth will be quite a bit. Anyway, as you can see, this actually isn't installed against the wall yet. We have it kind of propped up, and the reason for that is because we've been playing around with the framework height, and you'd think we'd just keep it at the same height as this framework, but what we want to do is use plywood sub-road bed on risers, and you can kind of see the idea right there. So there'll be risers and then free cut plywood sub-road bed, excuse me, that will only be underneath the track. So this framework is going to be just low enough that the top edge, or like this edge of the framework, will meet up with the bottom edge of this framework over here. And then the lift-out bridge will look just like the yard, so we'll have plywood on top. It'll just be a simple frame that'll go across, and it'll be flush on the top. And then, excuse me, once it gets over here, there'll be a drop-off, and then we'll start the raised sub-road bed. And that style just gives you a few more options with scenery. It allows you to drop scenery features below track height, which is kind of nice in some applications. So we're just going to try that out on the rest of the framework on the lower level. And yeah, so that's that. And then as you can see in the corner, we built a pretty long narrow span, as well as a smaller one right here, and those sections will kind of butt up against each other and run along the half wall. So that'll complete the framework from, sorry about the light, complete the framework from that piece there all the way to the corner over there. And the reason it's so narrow is because at the widest point of the peninsula on that side, we wanted to have a more manageable pinch point, so we need it to the seam depth over there to pinch to 4 inches for, you know, less than a foot or so in length, and then it can pop back out. So we just built those entire spans as 4 inches wide, and then once we get building with scenery and track and stuff, most of that, the scene over there, will be closer to 8 inches wide. But we just went ahead and built the framework to 4 inches wide, which is the narrowest point, and that gives us a little bit of flexibility about how wide or narrow we want to go. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to point those few things out and show you where we are right now. So with all that stuff built, we have a little bit of work ahead of us, so we're going to get that all installed, and we'll cover that in construction videos. And then once that's all done, we should have a layout update coming up. So let us get a little more work done, and then we'll have more videos coming your way. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. It's kind of amazing that I actually kept this video somewhat short. So again, thank you guys for watching, and check out more videos soon once we get a little bit more work done.